At my largest, I was 228 pounds. Now I'm about 192. Whoa! I made a lot of progress, but I'm still going. I wanna get down to under 190, so like 187 pounds, something like that. And in this video, I wanna share with you a lot of the tools I've picked up over the years to actually lose that weight, keep it off, and keep dropping weight. Because one of the biggest things that happened to me is that I just thought I was big boned. I thought I was just wide bodied, but it turns out, nope, I was just chubby and too lazy to actually keep it going. Like when it gets hard, I'm like, it's bulking time. Wrong move. So first and foremost, and I think everybody kind of understands, I feel like a lot of people know, you gotta be in a calorie deficit, okay, to lose weight. So what I did is I times my body weight by 10, and that gave me a rough amount of maintenance calories, meaning if I'm 200 pounds, times it by 10, that's 2,000 calories I get to eat in a day. Lower that by 200 calories, and then eat that, all right? Eat that and see how you go. But what I did first, which took me down from 228 pounds to about 205, is eating enough protein. You gotta get 1 gram per pound of body weight in. Making that one change, literally, I'm not even kidding, changed everything for me. Because I love eating carbs, I love eating fats, and I would just overeat on those and miss the protein by a lot. And the cool thing about protein is that I believe this is what it's pronounced, thermogenic response, which means that it takes your body energy to burn it. And protein is very difficult, I think impossible, for your body to actually convert to fat. Fun fact, if you were stuck with rabbits only in the wilderness and you only ate their rabbit meat, you would starve to death because they have too much protein in them. It's crazy. So if you're gonna supplement, I like supplementing with whey protein, kind of a two-stepper. One, because it helps me hit my protein targets, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm hungry, but I don't wanna eat like a big meal and burn a bunch of calories on it, and I try to get as much protein in the morning as I can. So I have a protein shake. But the second thing it does for me is I'm a fatty, man. I love me some baked goods, chocolates, you know, like crumbles. I'm not really like a chips guy, but like sweets, you know, like anything with baked goods, croissants, oh my God, donuts. So by having this little chocolate, this one's a chocolate peanut butter cup. This is like the only protein powder I really like. I don't know why. It just is, it's like creamy, you know, especially when you mix it with some almond milk, because almond milk's pretty low calorie. It's got some vitamins and stuff, but it's pretty creamy. And the more almond milk you put, the more kind of, you know, liquids you take in, so it fills you up, but it also, the less you put in, the thicker it gets. And I like it being like a milkshake. I don't know, I love that shit. So I would say get your protein in first and use whey protein like this. This will help you like scratch that itch of, I want something sweet. Honestly, I have 2 protein shakes a day and each one's like a scoop and a half. And it's because for some reason I drink a protein shake and it just fills me up. I don't know why. It makes me feel satiated for hours on end. And the second thing I like to do with it is you can make almost like your own, we call them a protein muffin. They're not crazy high in protein, but they're also not crazy high in carbs or anything like that. But it also scratches that sweet itch for me. So this is kind of what it looks like here. And maybe I'll get one, oh, this one is even worse. It's got like chocolate chips on it, right? I hope you can see that. Oh my God, I almost dropped it. It's got chocolate chips in it. And it's about just under 200 calories for one of these. So if you're cutting, you know, you can't eat a bunch of those. But honestly, when I'm like, I really want something sweet, I could have a protein shake and I could have one of these. Beautiful. So that's the second tip. The third tip I would say is caffeine. So coffee itself, I believe caffeine allows you to not be as hungry. Like I think it kills the kind of hunger and curbs your hunger a little bit, your appetite. But what I find is I fill up with this, which is, you know, coffee, right? I have an espresso here. I love that shit. I fill up with that. It's like a warm liquid, essentially, that's a little frothy. I have a protein shake with it, so I can make this kind of like more milkshakey, a little thicker. And I have one of these with it. I do that every morning, and oh my God, it's a beautiful first meal. I love that because I'm hungry when I wake up. So I would highly recommend something like this. But especially after coffee, you know, like you drink your coffee and your mouth, like it smells like an old man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got old man breath. You know what I mean? Your teeth they kind of feel weird. So what I would say is I recently discovered this and I love it. Gum. Gum, like chew the shit out of gum. Because when you just got protein in, you got some carbs in, both of them sweet, and then you had a coffee, so you got your energy up. Then you have the gum to kind of wash that all over, like wash that down. Beautiful. I love it. And especially when I work, I actually have some nicotine with it. So these two, because nicotine can, you know, bring some blood to the brain, focus you in. Don't do too much, you'll get nauseous. But when you hit all those, my hunger is gone. And that is a 400 calorie kind of bonanza I just did, and I'm good for the next 3 hours. So I highly recommend these kind of things. But the fourth tip, I guess it would be, is to actually have carbonated beverages. Okay? You're gonna want, like when you feel hungry, just drink one of these first. You're gonna eat, tell yourself, I'm going to eat, but first I'm gonna drink a soda water or something. I like to mix it with some BCAAs. This happens to be Ghost. Not my favorite, but you can mix with anything you like. But the BCAAs also help you kind of mitigate your hunger. Learned that from Kelsey's personal trainer, Rylan. Shout out to Rylan. And these two, this combo together is beautiful. Because then I drink this first before eating, so it fills me up a little bit, then I eat something else. The other thing I like to do is, next up, I think this is tip 4, Fiber One. This shit is 53 grams of carbs, but half of them is fiber. Meaning like when something's fiber, it kind of doesn't count as like a carb. Like a lot of people would take the total carbs, 53, subtract the 27, and that would be your true carbs as to like what you would put in an app for tracking. But I don't do that. But you know, that's just too much work. But this, with a protein shake, this fills you up. Like this really fills me up. I can eat this as a whole meal. And that's, again, why I have protein shakes a couple times a day, because I can find ways for them to fill me up and make me feel satiated. And I really like that. The next thing I would say is this, ignore that gum there, skyr, Icelandic Greek yogurt. It's no fat. It has a little bit of carbs, but it's mainly protein. The best part about this type of shit is that I mix it with meat. So I make taco bowls. So I can have a bowl of meat, right, which is just protein. It's usually ground meat like turkey or chicken. And I can mix that in with this, with salsa, with some hot sauce, and now it's a taco bowl. And that leads me to my, I think, 6th tip, which is use some vegetables. So I eat a lot of carrots. I'll peel these and I'll eat like 1 or 2 carrots because it's really low calories, but it feels like I'm eating something kind of substantial, you know, especially when you get a couple big carrots, you know what I mean? But what I do with the taco bowls now, just started this week, which is, I've been liking it a lot, is lettuce, cutting up lettuce. I'm not a big greens guy, I'll admit. I'm not like, yo, get your veggies in. I think they're probably good, but I'm just like a meat kind of guy, you know? I love proteins and fats and sweet carbs. I'm not like a big vegetable guy, but I've been using this a lot because as I'm getting deeper into my cut, I need to be more conscious and more dialed in if I want to continue losing weight, right? This was not a problem for me when I was going from 228 to about 205. Pretty much wasn't a problem for me until I hit about now, like 192. I'm getting pretty hungry. So adding this in has been actually kind of a lifesaver because it makes your bowls much larger and it adds volume. And one thing I've been learning is as you bulk, you want foods that are calorically dense, meaning you can eat, you know, a good amount of them, but they'll be really high in calories. But when you're cutting, it's almost the opposite. You want a lot of volume, but at low calories. And lettuce, I don't even know if they have calories. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. Carrots are pretty minimal, so I eat the shit out of these when I'm really hungry. And as another snack, if I'm like really like I'm fiending, right? I'll just have a little handful or 2 of this Fiber Ones. It dries the shit out of your mouth. Like your mouth is gonna be so dry if you have a couple handfuls of these. So it makes you wanna drink, which brings you back to the soda water. And it's like this beautiful circle where you're like, I'm eating this. It's mainly fiber, so the fiber's filling me up, but now I'm thirsty, so I'm drinking the soda water and that's filling me up. So that's kind of like these little hacks I've been doing. And if I'm still really hungry, I'll have a couple, like a handful of pork rinds. I like these spicy ones. I think they're plain or kind of nasty, but they're okay. But I like the spicy ones the best because for 9 pieces, this is 6 grams of fat and 7 grams of protein. So fats and proteins again. So to wrap this video up, these are a couple tips that I've used, again, to stave off hunger. I'm a self-proclaimed fat kid. I love eating baked goods. I'll go to 7-Eleven, get taquitos, chips, ice cream. I'll go to McDonald's, you know, and load up on a burger, fries, ice cream, Cinnabon, you know, a chicken burger too. Like, I'm that guy. So these are the things that I've been using to actually be able to cut weight and do so pretty efficiently, I think, in a way that I'm not hating myself. I'm not on some contest prep. I don't need to get peeled and diced up or anything like that. I'm just somebody who's sick of having this here. I don't know if you see that, but you know, this is where I store my fat, and I want to see how much I can get rid of this because I always believed that I was just a wide body, but as I lean out, I realize it's not the case. It's that I just eat a lot of food, and I unapologetically eat a lot of food. I love it. And by having days, like let's say 5 days a week where I have lower calories, like 1750, it allows me on the weekends, especially on, you know, at least 1 day a week to go higher. So maybe 2,000 calories, maybe 2,500 calories. The thing is, if you messed up one day, meaning you went over your calories, it's not like the end of the world. It's not like you're like, oh my God, I just gained all my weight back. You'll see the scale fluctuate, but that's not like, that doesn't mean it's fat. That's usually like glycogen in your muscles. It's a whole lot of things. And what I've really learned is by taking a longer approach to fat loss, not trying to blitz it in 2 weeks and hate my life, I've actually been able to keep the weight off and reduce the amount of fat I have, because I've never been under 190 pounds since I left grade 12. Literally, I went to college, I was 193, 194, and then I gained 10 pounds from being in college. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is some of the things that I've been doing. And let me know in the comments down below what has been working for you. And if you're a part of the big good bandits like me, put a comment down below. See ya.